Let's move over to matters of the road now, where the holiday season is coming to an end, which means traffic volumes will increase significantly over this weekend. The N3 Toll Concession is expecting another busy traffic weekend on the route. High traffic volumes of thousands of vehicles per hour are expected towards Gauteng for both today and tomorrow. Thania Dhoogra, Operations Manager at the N3 Toll Concession, joins us now for more. A very good afternoon to you, Thania. And maybe if we could just start with the number of cars that you're going to be seeing flowing through the concession per day or per hour throughout the weekend. Just the level of volumes that you're going to be expecting.
Good afternoon, Bushviewer, and to all your viewers. What we've seen the route being relatively busy throughout most of the day today already. Our forecast was that we would see highs of between 1,500 and 2,000 vehicles an hour. We reached 1,500 vehicles an hour about an hour or so ago. So it has been pretty busy on the route so far today, and we're expecting that that is going to continue for most of the day tomorrow as well. Probably busier than today.
Yeah, and what about driver behavior, Thania? Have you found that to be largely compliant with the rules of the road, or have you seen that there are some motorists who are trying to dodge rules of the road where they can, perhaps to get to their destinations faster than they averagely would?
Yeah. It's actually, we've had mixed reports, but we unfortunately have received reports from road users who have advised us that they have observed a number of road users who have been flouting the rules and, excessively speeding and not adhering to the signposted speed limits. Also, particularly with the weather that we've been seeing over the route, that creates more dangerous driving conditions, and, we basically are reliant on our road users to adhere to those to help us to ensure the road safety of everybody who's out there.
Yeah, and I wanted that to be my next point of discussion with you. The weather that we've been seeing over the last few days, quite a lot of heavy rains, flash flooding across parts of the country. And I'm just wondering if there have been any calamities that you have been made aware of because of the weather and the wet conditions in which drivers have had to drive in some instances.
Fortunately, nothing impacting the N3 toll route itself, but obviously, yes, the weather has been quite temperamental over the past few days, and we have seen changing weather patterns pretty much over the entirety of the road, which just requires that drivers have to be a lot more alert and vigilant, make sure that their headlights stay on, that they increase those following distances, and that they reduce their speed in areas.
And one would assume that the amount of traffic officers that will be along the N3 toll concession will be significantly higher than usual. And maybe just a note to motorists, when they are stopped, what is it that they're likely to be asked for in terms of their license and things that they are to produce to traffic officers to avoid any kind of trouble, Thania?
Well, law enforcement is definitely making sure that they're maintaining a higher police presence along the entirety of the route. That's both SAPS and the traffic law enforcement. They're doing random searches, stop-and searches. They're checking vehicles. They are, as you say, checking for driver's license, vehicle licenses. They're also checking the roadworthiness of the vehicles themselves, and obviously ensuring that drivers are not carrying any contraband substances. That's some of the things that they're checking.
And then, just based on your engagements with the different stakeholders, Thania, have there been any instances of motorists still thinking they can get away with drinking and driving on the concession?
There has unfortunately been some reports of cases where drivers have been drinking and driving, but fortunately law enforcement has been party to a lot of these searches and making sure that they are taking those drivers to task. I can't comment on the numbers obviously, because those would need to be released by SAPS themselves.
Thank you very much for that update, Thania Dhoogra, who's the Operations Manager at the N3 Toll Concession. Largely, things going well on that N3 Toll Concession, but the volumes are quite significant given that everyone is making their way back to the province ahead of the school year beginning in the coming week.